Are you ready to make 2026 your most transformational year yet? I mean, really ready. Forget about those old resolutions that just, fade away by February. We're about to build a blueprint for real, lasting change, and we're using the best insights from the world's leading experts to do it.
You see, the world has changed. The old playbook of just grinding harder and harder, it just doesn't work anymore. We're stepping into a whole new era, one that calls for a smarter, more meaningful approach to how we achieve our goals and, well, how we live our lives. Dear book lovers, welcome to another insight-packed book summary episode of Summerpedia. We are here to bring you more titles in less time. And in this explainer, we are distilling the absolute best, most practical lessons from the 26 best books for 2026 New Year resolutions.
And that right there is the big question we are tackling today. This isn't just a list of books to read. Think of it as an architectural plan for your year. Together, we're going to explore 3 foundational pillars that these incredible books help us build for a more focused, a more resilient, and a much more intentional life.
Okay, first up, pillar number 1, architecting mindful productivity. This is all about completely redesigning how we work and how we achieve things, moving from just being busy to being truly, deeply effective.
The cornerstone for this entire pillar is, without a doubt, Atomic Habits. Now, this book is for literally anyone who has ever struggled to make a new habit stick. Its most powerful idea is so simple it's revolutionary. Forget about those huge, scary goals. Instead, focus on creating automated systems through tiny 1% improvements that actually make your progress feel inevitable.
And to really get this, we've got to talk about the author James Clear. His background in things like biomechanics and psychology gives him this really unique view. See, he doesn't just talk about willpower, he gives you a practical, proven system for redesigning your environment so that good habits happen almost on autopilot. It's this focus on external cues instead of just internal motivation that makes his work so essential for 2026. So how can you use this right now? Try a little something called habit stocking. The idea is super simple. You link a new habit you want to start with a habit you already have. So for example, after I pour my morning coffee, I will meditate for just 1 minute. The old habit, pouring coffee, becomes the trigger for the new one. It's powerful, it's practical, and believe me, it is incredibly effective. All right, let's move on to our second pillar. Look, in this hyper-connected world we live in, our attention has become our most valuable asset. So this pillar is all about how we take it back, how we build a fortress to protect our focus. This idea, inspired by Cal Newport's incredible book, Digital Minimalism, is so crucial for anyone out there feeling totally drained by all the digital noise. In an economy that's basically designed to steal your focus, choosing where you put your attention, that's not just a personal preference anymore. It is an active rebellion, and it's an absolute necessity for success. Real, deep work can only happen when we learn to filter out all that noise. You ready for another real-life application? Try the 30-day Digital Declutter Challenge. For just 1 month, delete all those optional, super distracting apps from your phone. Use that time you get back for real, high-quality activities. Then, after the 30 days are up, you get to consciously decide which tools actually add value to your life. It is a complete reset of your entire relationship with technology. And that brings us to our final and maybe most important pillar, designing an intentional life. This is where we pull it all together, where we integrate our health, our wealth, and our relationships into one cohesive, meaningful blueprint for living. Now, what's so fascinating here is this really unique, kind of counterintuitive concept for health from author Michael Easter. He argues that our overly comfortable lives are actually making us weaker. So what's the resolution? Intentionally seek out discomfort. Yeah, you heard me. Go take that walk outside, even when the weather's kind of miserable. This is how you build the kind of mental and physical toughness that our modern world often tries to strip away. Now, when it comes to our finances, there is no single right answer. So let's consider these 2 really powerful, almost opposing philosophies. On one hand, you've got Die with Zero, which argues the whole point is to maximize memory dividends, using your money for amazing experiences while you're young enough to actually enjoy them. On the other hand, the Algebra of Wealth gives you a practical roadmap for building lasting security, focusing on discipline. The key here isn't about which one is right, but about choosing the strategy that aligns with your intentional life. But what holds this entire structure, this entire life blueprint together? Well, the most impactful insight comes from The Good Life, a book that summarizes the longest scientific study on happiness ever conducted. And the finding is simple. The single greatest predictor of our well-being and how long we live isn't money, it isn't fame. It's the strength of our connections with other people. Our relationships are the ultimate support system. So there we have it, our 3 pillars: mindful productivity, digital wellness, and intentional living. We've got the blueprint in our hands. Now comes the most important part, laying that very first stone.
So let's just quickly recap this whole framework. First, we architect our productivity with small, systematic habits. Second, we build that digital fortress to protect our focus. And third, we design an intentional life by actively managing our health, our wealth, and our relationships. This is your roadmap. This is how you have a truly transformative year.
So now the big question is for you. You're looking at the blueprint. What's your first step? Which cornerstone are you going to lay down first for your 2026? Is it going to be trying out habit stacking? Maybe taking on that digital declutter? Or maybe it's scheduling some quality time for a really crucial relationship?
Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more impactful book summaries from Summarypedia.